Gaming hardware and products are just getting so much better, and at CES 2025, I found that there are a lot of things that we should be excited about.
For example, the utilization of AI in gaming.
I mean, we've heard it, 5070 is going to be just as strong as the 4090 because of AI, frame generation to be more precise. But ASUS has also introduced something like the AI Assistant, which is an amazing asset for new PC builders. And ASUS is coming out with a lot of great products this year. I got to experience my first CES thanks to ASUS sponsoring this trip and this video, and here are a few things that ASUS has in store for 2025 that I'm actually really excited about. I got to see a lot of motherboards from ASUS at CES. The arrays of B850 boards on the walls were just amazing, especially because this is great for mid-range builds. I mean, this is the board that I would really recommend. Whether you're using 9,000, 8,000, 7,000 chips, B850 boards are probably what I will be recommending from now on, especially because all ATX B850 boards from ASUS will have these features at a minimum. All B850 boards will have a PCIe Gen 5 16-slot ports with ASUS's quick release, and yes, we're finally here. We could actually take advantage of the PCIe 5.0 slots. And of course, in a little bit, we will be talking briefly about the GPUs that are available, but just know prices aren't out and the performance of the cards will not be out yet. But for now, let's continue with the B850 boards. I mean, we also have at least 3 PCIe NVMe M.2 slots. These boards will also have USB 4 add-in card support, which means if you need to have more ports for streaming gear or work or anything else that you need,
You won't have to worry at all.
All these boards will also have Wi-Fi 7 and Bluetooth 5.4. And I realized that a lot of people still play games over wireless connection. And I know everyone is always telling you that you should always be gaming with Ethernet. That is still the most reliable way to game, but not everybody has the luxury to do that. But one of the most exciting things about all of these ASUS boards is that we have the ability to use ASUS AI Advisor. You could ask it to like overclock or change fan settings. It will actually tell you how to do it, and also if you want it to do it themselves. So you could just click the button and it will automatically up your fan speed, or it could overclock your CPU. Now, I know that there are a lot of environmental concerns when it comes to utilizing AI like ChatGPT, but ASUS has actually thought about that, and they have token systems so that it limits the amount of queries that you could ask per day, which replenishes every day, but this is just to help with limiting the amount of questions or queries that a user can ask. I know this is niche, but this is a really big plus for me. Now, there were 2 AIOs that I saw at ASUS's booth that I kind of wanted to take home myself. The first one being the refreshed Ryujin 360 ARGB Extreme, and the amazing, and I'm sorry if I butchered this name, the ROG Ryo 4 SLC 360 ARGB. Those are the names, I didn't get to choose it. The Ryujin 360 ARGB Extreme utilizes daisy chain fans to make a cleaner build, and you don't have to deal with all the cables that have to do with each of the fans. It has full color 3.5-inch LCD screen, and this is to have system monitoring and even like GIFs, like your own custom GIFs. For me, I would choose this one right here. Now the fancy AIO, the ROG Ryo 4 SLC 360 ARGB, utilizes the cool curved 2K 60Hz display to create a more unique build for you. And obviously this is going to be a bit more premium when it comes to pricing. Cable-free PCs are becoming more and more popular, and I'm excited for it. And if you guys know my shorts, I do not like building PCs for the most part, except for cable-free ones. And this right here is an AMD BTF PC build that obviously utilizes their Tough Gaming B850 BTF Wi-Fi board. But when it comes to building these, there are a lot of things to consider, like, of course, the motherboard itself that have all the ports and pins in the back, but also compatible GPUs for the graphics card high power port. Now, what this allows you to do is power your GPU without having a physical cable on it, and it's up to 600 watts for a cleaner, actually cable-less build. Now, if you're someone like me, looking forward to build more BTF gaming PCs, you should know that cases really matter as well. We need to make sure that they have the cutouts for the ports in the back of the motherboard, and ASUS have partnered with a lot of brands out there to make sure that we have plenty of cases available for these kind of builds. And if you want to go with ASUS, obviously the Tough Gaming GT302 ARGB is a solid case to go with. Oh! It seems like across the whole industry, OLED gaming monitors are becoming more and more popular. And because of this, I got to check out what ASUS says is the world's first 27-inch 4K OLED gaming monitor. Now the name of this monitor is the ROG Swift OLED PG27 UCDM. That's right. This is a 240Hz 4K OLED gaming monitor with an incredible 0.03 millisecond response time.
And you also get their new anti-flicker technology for a 20% reduction in flicker compared to their previous gen panels.
And yes, first off, OLED is so much better. If you have never used one before, I'm telling you, even these cameras can capture how amazing the image quality is. I mean, obviously color contrast is unreal. The blacks are actual black. And for a while, ASUS has been the brand for OLED gaming monitors, and I don't think that is changing this year at all. This monitor specifically, having a smaller monitor size really makes the image even sharper because we're putting the same amount of 4K pixels into a more dense frame. Now, obviously, I know that a lot of people are worried about burn-ins when it comes to OLED monitors, but ASUS has a lot of preventative measures in place, like their Neo Proximity Sensor, which is detecting the user's distance from the actual display so that it could change the monitor settings, like turning it off or sleeping it for the time being. But if that isn't enough for you guys, obviously they offer their 3-year warranty for these monitors. The biggest news to come out of CES this year has to be the NVIDIA 50 series GPUs. I mean, we've heard it, right? The 5070 is gonna be strong as the 4090, as long as you use frame generation, DLS4. But okay, we don't have the true performance of it or the price point, but ASUS is ready for everyone. Whether you're looking for something like their newest ROG Astro LC GPUs,
or from ASUS Prime.
Astro is their new line, which is more premium than the Strix.
And as the flagship model, the Astro will only be for the 5080 and 5090. You get their patented vapor chamber for more efficient heat transfer.
The Astro GPUs will all have 4 fans, and although we do not know the pricing just yet, we just know it's gonna be more than the Strix, right? But the one that I would choose out of all of ASUS's sub-brand has to be the ASUS Prime, whether it's the 5070 or the 5070 Ti. I'm excited for this the most because this is the most practical one.
It won't have fancy RGB like the Strix or new cooling technology like the Astro.
Obviously, it's the most bare-bone line, but it will do exactly what a GPU should. Nothing less and nothing more. Now, hopefully soon we'll find out what the actual pricing of the NVIDIA 50 series GPUs are and the performance of it so that we could see the full power of ASUS's GPUs. Now, honestly, if you're looking into building a new PC in 2025, ASUS has a lot of options for you. I'm personally really excited, and I'm gonna try to get my hands on the B850 boards and new Prime GPUs, but overall, you really can't go wrong with ASUS. Thank you, ASUS, for sponsoring this video and the trip. Stay tuned for more.